I think Ali Marmol is good at his job, and it's his first season as a big league manager. But from a managing standpoint, does it really look that much different than Schilt?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
It's got a way better beard.
Yeah.
It's got a better beard, and the issue,
Post-game's
though,
better.
A lot less profanity.
the post-game's better.
Kind of missed that.
Although Schilt would give us a fun one every once in a while.
Yeah, I get you.
He'd give us a fun one. But my point is, it's about the roster construction.
Mm-hmm.
So Ali Marmol, he can only do so much with what he has. And if there's a time where you can only count on 4 relievers, and organizationally they're saying, hey, we have to use Helsley this way. You can only use him one inning tonight. You can't use him tomorrow. And if there's only 4 relievers that you can count on, it feels to me a lot like last year where they could only count on 3 relievers. Remember, it was the law firm. It was Genesis Cabrera, Gio Gallegos, Alex Reyes. If you had a lead, it was going to be 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, there was not a lot of other folks that you trusted.
Yeah. Ollie got booted the other day, didn't he? He looked fired up. He's so pretty calm, relaxed.
It was time.
What did he do? What happened on that? He lost it pretty good. And then he goes to the, was it a strike 3 call probably?
On Tommy Edman.
Then he goes right to the plate and he goes, right here. I thought he was going to get a little crazier than that. And then he kind of calmed down a little bit. But I liked it.
Do you think
He's pissed.
He had a Will Smith moment. He got out there. He's like, oh, I got to do something now.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Because you get fired up. You're like, oh, well, I'm here now. Okay, what do I do?
And you walk out there and you're like, oh.
Do I take another step? Do I do anything?
Do I go full Pinella, or do I just go a little Pinella?
And you could tell when he snapped because he had the iPad in front of him. That's the thing. You can, in real time, basically now see the pitch.
Oh, man.
You can see it. When you're in the dugout, you can see height, right? You can see up and down.
Yep.
You can't really see in and out from your perspective. Man, that looks like it's out. My batter, Edman, he's ticked off. I trust him. But then you bring up that iPad, and you can see it with your own eyes, and then you explode. So text line, Spartan 4 and 4. Spartan 4 and 4 says, I think Ollie does a better job managing the bench so far than Schilt did. And I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that, but to me it also comes down to your roster. And I'm not even trying to defend Schilt here. There was no bench last year. Remember? Mm-hmm. There was not one dude that you ever could bring off the bench for any depth, for any platoon, for any pinch hitting situation. And I think this year when the team gets healthy, they're going to have a dangerous bench. Even though this Corey Dickerson thing hasn't worked out, but if Carlson comes back, O'Neill's already back, and now your bench is, you got a platoon situation with Pujols, with Nolan Gorman. You got 2 super utility guys in Tommy Edman and Brendan Donovan. Ali Marmol should be able to do a ton with his bench this year.
Speaking of big Tyler O'Neill, pretty cool to see him hit a bomb. You got that audio? He was sprinting around. He was fired up. I liked him, man. He looks, you could tell he's just like pissed in a way where he wants to be competitive and get back to that competitiveness. And he swung on that bad boy. And he sprints around like Bryce Harper did that one time when he hit that knocked the walk-off homer.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Powered up.
Yeah.
It's good.
Shut it down.
There we go.
Because
Hey,
the
Jim.
media would eat 9 innings
Yeah.
of ice cream.
Oh, he's talking ice
Deep
cream.
right and an opposite field home run. Tyler O'Neill. And Tyler racing around the bags.
He didn't get any ice cream, so he's a little light on his toes.
The quickest home run trot in the history of baseball.
You think Jimmy's pissed that he hit a homer while he was talking about his ice cream story for the 18th time?
Now imagine if I told that story.
Oh yeah, he'd break it
grill the
apart.
hell out of me.
Oh my god! Especially
would
after
rip
he's
me.
like, "Okay, Cam, you are very open about all your abuse and all that stuff," and he's like, "I gotta come clean."
I have a blister on my
I'm
toe.
like,
I murdered a homeless person.
I was gonna say, did you murder somebody? Did you steal something?
I can come clean about ice cream abuse.
Do you want to hear from Tyler?
Yeah.
Knocks for sure.
Damn right.
Obviously have some work to do, but it's great to be back out there playing again, big league level. It's grateful to be here.
When you said, you had still a work to do, why are we comfortable? Were you guys
Yeah. No, I feel comfortable in there. Obviously as hitters, we're always working on our stroke and such. So, I'm always looking to improve and, just take it day by day.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but he's turning me on.
Okay.
Was this unfaithful?
What is going on here? Hi, everyone. This is Tyler.
I've been working on my stroke. That's why I've been on the injured reserve. Oh, God.
He's
come on.
awesome. We love him,
He's
man.
a great guy.
By the way,
Yeah.
I don't know why everybody's whispering. It should be a happy game. Yachty pitched. You didn't see that?
So goofy.
Yachty pitched, guys. They
Okay.
won the game. Yachty pitched.
Charlie, it's so goofy.
Yachty pitched.
Wait, they
So
did win
goofy.
the game, right?
Oh.
Well, what was the theme night? That's really the only thing that matters.
Oh, what? Yeah, it was. Well, they were getting. ESPN was bashing a lot of the players now.
Oh, Sarah
people-
Spain called them
yeah.
all bigots.
Yeah.
But actually,
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
who cares? It's just about the theme night. That's
Theme night,
all. It's
man.
just a marketing ploy.
That's all it is,
Forget
baby.
about the game.
What
Doesn't
was
matter.
the theme last night?
Who knows?
I don't know.
They should have one every night in Tampa. It won't matter.
It won't matter.
I have to say, last night, I was invested in the game early, had to do some kid stuff, but I'm, as I'm trying to read stories, I'm also checking my phone, I'm checking the scores, I'm looking at the videos, and I see that the game's getting out of hand. And then I actually transitioned to the NBA Finals.
I was already there. Thanks for showing up, because I saw how the runs were being scored, and I said, oh, this is going to be one of those games.
Are they that good, Tampa? They seem pretty damn good.
They're pretty
entertaining.
dang good. This is where, look, I still think big picture that when this team gets healthy, they're already getting O'Neal back, Carlson on his way back. The key, though, is going to be Flaherty and Matz, and if Hicks can give you anything out of the bullpen. But right now, you're seeing issues that basically, I think everybody I listen to, everybody who writes, talks, radio about the Cardinals, were pretty much unanimous when spring training started and you come in there and you hadn't seen the doctors because of the lockout, and right out of the gate, Flaherty's banged up,
Yep.
and it's something serious, and Reyes is banged up, and it's something serious. He won't pitch the whole year. But you almost could have banked on that for Reyes. When that happened and the Cardinals chose to enter a 162-game regular season where you're going to get injured more with legitimately not a full five-man starting rotation. They started with a project with Jordan Hicks, which I was admittedly intrigued about the project to see what he had. But you started the season, you didn't even have 5 big league starters. And people are going to get injured throughout the year, as we've seen already with Steven Matz. And Jack Flaherty is taking longer than expected. So when you see games where a dude named Packy Naughton, that you had to Google him. Randy's nephew, apparently.
Yeah, yes.
But then, look who else is back. Johan Oviedo's back, who was not ready for the show last year. I like his future, but you're counting on these guys again. And some of your bullpen guys that you signed. Whitgren, TJ McFarland. I mean, that's a lot of names I'm throwing out there that you are not counting on.
Yep. Yeah, man. They're in a good spot. Although last night was goofy. And then Yachty's up there pitching, which is it's just goofy looking.
The thing is that the problems, all those problems you just talked about, are carrying over, right? Because, you came into the season, and even with the guys that you mentioned, obviously brought Matz in to be, kind of a stabilizer, I think, and that Flaherty was out. But you also came in with the risk of Miles Michaelis and Dakota Hudson, who've been banged up over the last 2 years, and 40-year-old Adam Wainwright is the only thing that you can depend on day in, day out, which is not absolutely the best strategy. It's working out. But that's not really the preferred way of going. That's not, at least not how I feel.
And you are literally losing games based on how you have to manage your pitching staff in previous games. Ali Marmol flat out said that in the last couple days, where the reason you can basically point to the opening game in Tampa and why do you not extend Helsley? Why do you not extend Gio Gallegos? It's because going into those games, they said these guys are going to be this amount of pitches or 1 inning. And why is that? It's because Helsley threw 2 2/3 in his previous outing. But all of this is because they had to take, just like Ali Marmol said, they had to take their bridge guy, Andre Palante, who they can count on, let's say, to come in a 7th inning or an 8th inning. They had to start him against the Cubs. So that took him out of the equation, and you probably lost the opening game. The Cardinals should have won the opener. Mm-hmm. But you lost that game because you couldn't cover the final innings in a close game because you had to start a reliever. I understand you had a doubleheader in Chicago. It was weird. It was a 5-game series. But you could lessen all of these issues if you just had a reliable big league starter. It could have been a J. Happ type.
Yeah,
Nobody was asking.
Thank you.
Yes. Of course, you want Max Scherzer. But if not, give me a 35-year-old dude who's done this before, and I can at least say roll him out there with a 4.3 ERA, and he can eat up 6 innings.
Yep, and we know we're getting – and you know what Maxie Scherzer right now because he's got that oblique problem. It's funny how I like to correct you, Charlie, when I think I'm smart because I just read that somewhere that he's still hurt.
I know his dog's biting him and all that.
Yeah, did you see that?
But I'll take Max Scherzer all day long.
With a bitten hand and an oblique tear?
He'll be ready come October.
Bastard James Hahn chimes in. And by the way, text line, we love all y'all. We work for all y'all. But Eric in Central West End is winning this week. Not going to be doing this every single week, and he's going to get that gift certificate to the post, baby.
Where's he at on the American flag standings?
He's up. Oh, he's got some American flags going
3.5, 4?
Yeah, he's up there, dude.
Okay.
He's always in the mix.
Cool, man.
He's always in the mix. So he's got the cheesesteak going right now. Now, I don't know who's going to usurp him. Is that the right word?
I love that word.
Bastard James Hansman quite chime in. What are you going to say?
Went to the post yesterday.
How
with my
was it?
lunch. Got the new taco cheesesteak. Excellent.
God.
Very good. Yep.
What time is it? 7:30? Oh, Lord. Okay.
White cheese, lettuce, and jalapenos.
Oh, I like that white cheese, baby.
Stay posted.
Which location?
I go to the Maplewood one.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to go there, don't drive down Manchester because they're going to be working on that Hanley-Manchester intersection for about 3 months.
Manchester is a disaster.
Awful.
I said that the other day.
It's a disaster.
I told you guys.
Oh.
I knew you were going to Mini Cooper, and I said you got to go through Brentwood.
Yeah, I did. I went through Brentwood the other way. I went fire and then got off there. But even like going to my studio in gosh dang Clayton, I got to go down Manchester. Well, bam, bam. Oh, got construction worker. Watch out. I'm squeaking by you, construction worker. Although they're busting their ass.
You don't need coffee.
But they're
Hit a pothole in.
They are right by the road, and the road is so effed up. And then I'm like, can I squeak by you? Like, is my mirror going to hit you?
I don't want turbulence when I'm driving down the street. I'm anti that.
I can't do it. Anyway, Bastard James Hahn, who is a good dude. Oh, hey, Eric. Cardinals get to feast on NL Central. If they just go 500 versus these good teams, they should be able to limp into the wild card game. Meh.
Oh.
Is that a meh text, or is that like, hey, we're in a good spot? Just do your thing.
I think it's a meh.
I think if I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm tired of that. That feels like the last 5 years to me. The last 5 years of the Cardinals, give them all the respect for 2011 to 2015 when they were awesome. But the last 5 years, so after things got sour with Matheny, basically the last 5 years, it's felt like to me, let's just be good enough. Let's kind of roll in there with that 87, 88, 89, 90 win team. Let's get into the playoffs and let's see what happens. And look, more times than not, they make the playoffs. But I'm not feeling a lot of deep runs, and I'm not looking at elite teams on paper. Again, this year, if they get healthy, I like what the Cardinals could be, but I don't think that this covering innings and starting pitching fiasco is not a surprise.
Yeah.
They should have addressed this. They absolutely should have and could have addressed this.
Can I use a bad word in St. Louis?
Yes,
real quick?
you can. This is how it takes
Sorry,
Central,
you might
baby.
have to drop my audio.
You and me
here.
now.
Just watch out. The last 5 years in St. Louis have been a rebuild. It's been a St. Louis rebuild.
Oh,
a soft
God. Watch your
rebuild.
language.
Because you can't say it. It's been a flaccid rebuild for the Cardinals.
Ooh, flaccid.
Where they've had a couple second place, like a 91 win first place. That season was kind of all over the place anyway. But it was when you were lining up all these young guys, giving some shots, doing those things. But when you start adding in contracts like Arenado and Goldschmidt and guys like that, and you get off to the start you're at right now, this is the type of season where you got to throw some chips into the table and make a run. Because the NL Central is soft. It is what it is. But if they get back to a point where they're just bidding for a wild card, just getting around a National League that really only has two big dogs in it, between the Mets and the Dodgers, there should be no reason for them to back into this at all. They should run away with this division and do what it takes to get there.
Which is why, in a postseason, I feel better about this club when healthy than I do during the regular season right now. And that is because they can't cover innings.
Yeah.
They just can't.
Get you.
You can't roll out the Packy Naughtons of the world and the Andre Palantes of the world. And at the beginning, it was Jordan Hicks. And you were just you're trying to piece together your starting rotation in the big leagues. We're only a third of the way through the season. And by the way, I hope Jack Flaherty comes back and he's really good. Do you know that? I mean, he's looking good now in the minor leagues. When he comes back, he's not going to be ready to go 7 innings right out of the gate.
Goodness, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you need
Has
innings.
he smiled yet in the past couple years?
Has he smiled?
He doesn't smile.
He goes for more of the Batman thing, and I'm not against it. Be Batman if you have to.
Well, he's Joker, though, isn't he? I think he likes Joker.
He is the Joker.
He likes the villain.
So it's an ironic smile. But I'm glad that you said that, though. If you talk about a postseason, I mean, let's not jump the shark. It's June. We'll see what happens. But if this team, as constructed right now, got into the postseason, there's a lot of things I don't like about how that rotation could shake out. Because the thing about it is that they aren't missing bats with this rotation. And you got to do that in the postseason. You can put it on your bullpen. You can go about doing that. And the game is shorter than ever. When you talk about a guy pitching 7, I mean, that's like a Christmas gift now.
And the only reason I said that was because in the postseason, you can more get away with 3 to 4 starters. In the regular season, you can't. You actually need 6. You really do. Because of the way the schedule's condensed, even before the season started, when they wiped out that first week, remember Rob Manfred, we canceled the first week of the season. We're going to play a shorter schedule. Oh, wait.
Never mind.
We're going to bring those back.
Yep.
We're going to have 1 million doubleheaders. And by the way, they're 9-inning doubleheaders. Like, we already knew when the season started, you could point to, there's a 5-game series in Chicago. There's another 5-game series. There's doubleheaders all over the place against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So to me, like, if the Cardinals got to the postseason, I feel better if you have a healthy Flaherty and you can roll a Waino out there and a Michaelis and you can go basically 3 starters. And with off days, you can more use your top end 3-4 relievers, and you can shift their usage strategically. I have a better feeling about that than them now having to cover 6 to 7 games a week, rolling out Palante as a starter, Packy Naughton as a starter, and also you're restricting Ryan Helsley's usage. They're already kind of punting on certain games because they want to keep Ryan Helsley healthy for the whole season.
Bowen Band, Charlie, you have the first pick in real life all-player draft, and you're the GM. Who are you picking? Bowen Bandit. He really doesn't like Nate now, but he likes you. So what's going on?
So I got to ask though. Now, does contract come into play? And are we talking about for 1 year, or I'm starting my franchise?
Oh, Bowen Bandit, what do you think, homeboy? Let's see. Charlie, if you have the first pick in a real life all-player draft, and you're the GM, who are you picking? Are we going to break down like the draft picks? It's probably going to be, let's pick our boy's son, dude, Matty.
Well,
Matty Holliday's boy.
How about his youngest son, by the way? You know, Matt Holliday could honestly have 2 kids that are the number 1 pick in the draft.
Oh, my God.
Do you know that his younger son, Ethan, they just put out that he was the number 1 ranked player in his class? I believe he's a freshman.
He's like Walt. He's going to be Walt.
And Jackson could be the number 1 pick. This dude probably will have, when I say probably, I think he'll have 2 first-round pick kids, and there's a very good chance he could have like 2 first top 5 pick kids. If you're asking me this question, though, I always like positionally, I'd like a shortstop if you can build with a really good offensive shortstop. So to me, Trey Turner comes to mind.
So not a catcher?
Well, if you're asking me, this is more fantasy. If I can get my first guy to be a shortstop, I always try to pick a shortstop.
Okay, well, that's why not fantasy, like you're building a team.
Okay, but I'm saying
you're building a team.
With the team, I mean, if you're going to give me a really good offensive shortstop, that's hard to pass up.
Okay.
I mean, look at the Cardinals right now.
Yeah.
The Cardinals don't really have a shortstop because Paul DeJong can't hit, and their other shortstop options aren't ideally everyday 155-game big league shortstops. It's very hard to find a shortstop in baseball that is very, very good offensively.
So top 3, shortstop, starting pitcher, catcher?
Go up the middle. I want a center fielder.
Okay.
Too. I want to fortify myself straight up the middle.
Why would I think catcher?
Center field.
I thought catcher would be the most relevant.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
If you had a really good offensive catcher who's very good defensively, it would be hard to pass that guy up.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to pass up Mike Trout in his prime. Who's the younger version of Mike Trout right now? Who's a 5-tool center fielder?
Younger Trout.
Julio Rodriguez looks good. I'm not going to put him next to Trout.
Well, I was going to ask Nate, but I don't know where that's going to go.
Here's another good pick. Because if you're talking about positions that are difficult to fill and you give me third base, second base, it'd be hard to pass up Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, well,
he's really good.
To your point about shortstop, of all the teams that made the postseason last year, the Cardinals are probably the only one that didn't have an absolute 2-way option at shortstop that was able to make a difference. Because the Giants, Brandon Crawford had that season he had. The Dodgers had Seager, and they had Turner on the other side of the diamond. You had Dansby Swanson. You've got Bogarts up in Boston. It's all over the place. But the Cardinals have been getting away a little bit with going against what tends to work offensively in today's game, and I don't know how much longer it needs to last. But I do think the point is that they don't have that guy coming up either. They got to go out and find it if they're not going to pay for it.
Okay, so I'm looking through here. Aaron Judge.
What's he gonna get?
Now
What's he gonna get?
He's a corner outfielder. I'm not passing on Aaron Judge. But again,
Soto.
Well, Ronald Acuna is probably
Soto.
the next.
There you go.
The next generation guy we're talking about.
That's probably the answer because he's got speed as well. Rafael Devers playing third base. Let's see. I like that Jose Ramirez play.
What's that Judge gonna make?
$400. Well, didn't he already turn down over 200?
He turned down over 230, I think. I think he's definitely looking to more years, more cash.
I mean, the text line is blowing up right now, so let me get to a couple of these things. The Bastard James, I agree with Chuck, but I wonder if DeWitt's marching order to Mo.
That's another thing. Remember, DeWitt and Mo, they're linked.
Yep.
So if you're going to blame one, blame both. If you're going to credit one, I think you should credit both. I do think that this year, my whole point is, look, you can critique this and that, and some of the signings this offseason, you're not loving some of the Drew Verhagens of the world and the Corey Dickersons of the world and kind of patching together a bench. But I would think most people are really excited about the young players coming up.
Yeah.
The Nolan Gormans, the Brendan Donovans of the world. Some of these young relievers like Andre Palante. But you had two big-time injuries on day one of spring training. And the second Flaherty was injured. And remember, at the time, Alex Reyes was getting stretched out. He was getting stretched out to be either a starter or a bulk multi-inning reliever. You could really use that guy right now as well. And when you started spring training and you did not have 5 starters and you rolled out a project with Jordan Hicks, they knew they had expanded rosters the first month. I understand that. But, man, you're not going to go through a full season without having more starting pitching injuries. They started the season with not even a full starting rotation. This should not be a surprise in any way, shape, or form that they're having problems covering innings.